Get a grip. It's the perfect time to be transformed. I'm Mike Morrison with 2 minutes of insight and inspiration. Welcome to 2 Minute Transformation. While every piece of God's armor thus far has been primarily for defense, this final component is not a defensive element at all. Paul writes in the second part of verse 17, Ephesians 6, and take the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. Not only do we get our final implement, but the last 5 words tell us what materials were used to forge every single piece of this amazing armor. The material, after all, is everything when it comes to constructing a good suit of armor. Then we have to consider its origins and the master smith whose skill forged it. I'm not big on shopping brand names. I couldn't care less about Dolce or Abercrombie, but now I do care about quality names. When I buy an item, I want to know what's on the tag because I don't want to invest in something shoddy. Paul shows us the tag with these words, which is the Word of God. Every piece of God's armor is forged from the same material. The Word of God is the material that constructs every element, and there is no finer material. It's solid and powerful. Its origins are mystical and as old as time itself. There is no finer smith than God's Spirit. He's one with the material and puts His almighty hand to it. The sword of His making is not some mass production cutout. He hands it to you and you can feel the handle's contours are perfectly molded to fit your hand. You are transformed just like old King Arthur when he pulled the sword from the stone. The sword bears its own power and it, my friends, has chosen you. Hebrews 4 tells us that the sword is sharp and more powerful than any two-edged sword. Jesus gives us a lesson on how to wield its power in the Gospels as we see Him use it to stave off His own satanic attacks of temptation. For every swing that Satan took, Jesus swung back by saying, "It is written." What is written is powerful, friends, and not only will it defend you in righteousness, but it'll tear down every stronghold of the enemy. So take up this mighty blade and be transformed.